ठीक है. So let us start various discussions required still, because from my screen is not showing. Okay. So let us solve some questions, then we will come to the discussion. वैसे मैं बता दूं कि what I am going to discuss today. So I am going to discuss today CSIR, some question of CSIR, and a recap of last lecture, then patch clamp techniques, how voltage gated channel works for the toxins, and then receptor mediated endocytosis. Along with that, I will discuss about the mechanism of MDR, mechanism of sodium, potassium, and calcium gated channel, how the acidification done in the lumen, intestine especially. There is a two kind of layer. One is for V pump and other is sodium potassium pump. So how they are doing that, and why the scientist, a lot of scientists is working over the toxins, to develop the toxins for voltage mediated channels. So we'll also discuss that part. And I think audio is clear or some breakage is there? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm audible, right? So we are going to discuss some CSR last year questions, and a lot of questions I was watching that was definitely can be repeated in the different form. And I was just discussing about the endocytosis, phagocytosis mechanism. A lot of depth is required, and along with that, we'll discuss today the receptor mediated endocytosis, and we'll also discuss today about how voltage gated channel works, and with the help of a patch clamp technique, how we can decode the action potential, and also we'll study how during the apoptosis what happens, cell death is there, and then which portion of lipid is going to move on the upper side by the free flow mechanism, and then only they are promoted for the phagocytosis. So a lot of receptor we will discuss how they are promoted, about the phagocytosis also. So they are very important because if you see the different mechanism of defense is there. So let us start. So if you recap from last 3 to 4 days, we are discussing what are the major function of membrane protein. So simply membrane proteins we can divide 6 functions: transport, enzyme activity, signal transduction, cell-cell recognition, intercellular joining, and attachment to cytoskeleton and extracellular matrix. You can see how they are going to transport various molecules, enzyme activity, various signal transduction molecules related to the enzymatic activity, and separate class is their signal transduction, and then cell-cell recognition with the help of glycoproteins. You can, you know already that how the HIV is going to recognize these glycoproteins, and specific glycoproteins are there in the form of CCR5 over the HIV surface protein, which are going to interact and recognize this glycoprotein, right? Stearic acid sometime is there. So they are interacting, and that's why they are finding the entry. And at the recent time, we don't know about the coronavirus, what kind of surface receptor protein and there, and how they are going to recognize. But still, I believe there are certain kind of receptors are there. So, and then a very important point, attachment on the attachment to cytoskeleton and extracellular matrix. So what is the role of membrane carbohydrate cell recognition? Already you can see this picture. HIV can infect a cell that has CCR5 on its receptor, as in the most people, and HIV cannot infect a cell lacking CCR5 on its surface. So this question was asked, why the langur and bandar were not, they are hosts, they are not infected by this HIV. So this was the reason, because they are totally lacking this CCR5 receptor. That's why you cannot see any infection among them. Okay, so this was the one mechanism, and then you can see
I think was तो प्रीवियस स्लाइड तो वो HIV वाला। हाँ
HIV वाला ही तो है ये।
अच्छा
है ना, ठीक है। तो this is blocking HIV entry into cell. If you want to block, so there is certain this receptor which you can go with that, right? And go with this receptor. You can block this receptor and then you can see. So very soon you will see in the market there will be HIV vaccine also, है. So which are going to block this CCR5 receptor, and then this is the core receptor. Actual receptor is CD4, है. CD4. They are destroying the CD4. So with the help of CCR4, they are finding the entry inside the cells, right? So if the CCR5 is CDR4 receptor is there, but no CCR5, then you can see there is no infection inside the cell. They remains outside, but they cannot harm the cell. So very soon, this mechanism can be developed as a drug development, because everything, whatever the research in the current scenario is there in the abroad, they are totally targeting certain for a drug development. That's why they are designing the product. In India, a lot of things are going fake and people are doing nonsense things. That's why students should look for the better laboratory, because most of the college and industry lack the facility, and you will not be able to find anything, and you have to spend a lot of money behind analysis. And until unless you are not having good analysis, you cannot go for the conclusion what you have found the new. Right. So we have discussed that only lipid soluble molecule and oxygen CO2 can cross, right, membrane directly. That is called the particle diffusion. And we have discussed in study that what is the facilitated diffusion. So facilitated diffusion means a lot of hydrophilic substances which cannot pass the lipid membrane directly. They can pass through a channel protein, right? So this is the very good pathway for most of the hydrophilic ions and molecules to pass through the carrier protein, that is called the channel proteins, right? This is the part of facilitated diffusion, and also this is a very fixed and from high to low concentration. And if you see the passive transport by facilitated diffusion, so carrier protein is involved, where some amino acid sugar, small protein can be allowed via and transported via this carrier protein. Carrier protein has ability to change shape, transporting molecular glass membrane, and carrier protein resumes original shape later on, right? So there is a conformational change, which allow the passive transport by facilitated diffusion. What is the active transport? Active transport, you can see against the concentration gradient with the help of ATP, and that's why there is because of conformational change that can be transported from low concentration to high concentration. And if you see conformational shape changes transport solute from one side of membrane to other, and some transport protein do not provide channels but appear to actually transport the solute binding site and solute across the membrane, and the protein changes shape. These shape changes could be triggered by the binding and release of transport molecule. So this is the model of active transport. Okay, and we have discussed about the co-transport, where many model has been given for the active transport and antiport as well as synport. For example, with the help of ATP, if both amino acid and sodium is crossing from extracellular fluid to inside the cells, this is the synport. But if they are against each other, for example, amino acid is coming inside the extracellular fluid and inside the cells, sodium is moving. So this is the example of antiport, right? So there are various examples in the plants also for the transport of nitrate and other things. So this is the summary of all the transport: passive or simple diffusion from high to low concentration, facilitated diffusion via protein channel, and diffusion of polar hydrophilic molecules, and then active transport diffusion against concentration gradient uses a proton pump. Okay, and then you can see we have discussed last time a lot of things you have to still learn from this lecture, because P class pump, V class pump, F class pump, ABC zero family, you have to study it minutely in very detail is there, because example is not going to be asked anywhere, and sometimes they can give you the matching question. Okay, so this is the P class pump. What is the feature of P class pump? Study we have discussed. P means, what is the full form of P? Can you tell me why this is called as the P class pump? Molo? Any idea?
So क्या?
Why this is called as a P class pump?
सर वहाँ पर फॉस्फोरिलेशन होता है ना, सिर्फ पी क्लास पंप में ही होता है फॉस्फोरिलेशन, इसलिए पी क्लास पंप.
हाँ, ये डायग्राम देख के समझ सकते हो. That is phosphate is attached and phosphorylation is there in the alpha chain, and that's why they are working. Right. So this is best for proton pump inside the plant and fungi. Also, they are the part they are working along with the sodium potassium pump. I have given the example of intestine, and you can see in the stomach. So there is a separate pump of proton potassium pump is there, and then plasma membrane of all eukaryotic cells having the calcium pump. This is also the part of P pump, and sarcoplasmic reticulum membrane in the muscle cell is also the good example of this P class pump. V class pump, vacuolar membrane in the plant, yeast, other fungi, endosomal and lysosomal membrane in animal cells, and plasma membrane of osteoclast. So how the osteoclast is working, any idea? So there is a secretion of what makes osteoclast to dissolve. So the secretion of acidic content, right, in between the plasma membrane and the bone cell, we contain the osteoclast, and they are going to dissolve, right? And this is that's why they are storing, vacuoles are storing and endosomal content, lysosomal contents. A lot of acidic enzyme is going to be stored there at low pH. So that is the function of V class pump, right? So you can see the detail here mentioned over the different kind of things are there, and this was asked how many proton can be pumped by V class pump and how many proton can be pumped by F class pump. The F class pump is pushing the 4 protons, right, while V class pump is generating 2 protons. This is the difference between the V class pump and F class pump, because both are related to the pumping of protons, right, with the help of ATP. But one is generating 2, other is generating 4. Okay. So P class pump में कौन सा प्रोटीन फॉस्फोरिलेट होता है? This was asked. तो आप क्या बोलोगे? Which kind of protein have been phosphorylated mostly? This is the alpha subunit.
Alpha.
Alpha subunit. Right. So V and F class only for proton, but what is the difference you must know, because both have the similar functions. So F class pump is
F class pump में बैक्टीरियल प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन है ना?
हाँ, बैक्टीरियल प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन, इनर माइटोकॉन्ड्रियल मेम्ब्रेन, हाँ, और थाइलाकोइड मेम्ब्रेन ऑफ क्लोरोप्लास्ट, ये तीनों में होगा. तो प्रोटॉन ज्यादा.
और वी क्लास में बैक्टीरिया नहीं, प्लांट, ईस्ट एंड फंजाई, ये
वैक्यूल्स में है ना, ईस्ट, फंजाई. एक्चुअल में इसका फंक्शन है टू स्टोर, है ना, द कंटेंट इनसाइड द लाइसोसोम. Okay, so plasma membrane, osteoclast, and some kidney cells, right? So F class pump and V class pump, you can see the difference is there of proton pumping. Okay, no phosphoprotein intermediate, and structure are very similar, but difference lies in the proton pumping. So V class pump, couple ATP hydrolysis to transfer the proton against a concentration gradient, generated low pH of plant vacuoles, lysosome, and other acidic vesicles in animal cells by pumping proton from cytosol into organelle vesicle. And F class pump work in reverse, right? To use energy in proton concentration or voltage gradient to drive ATP synthesis. That's why this is the difference also. Okay, so they are driving more ATP. in the plasma membrane, in the inner mitochondrial membrane, in the thalliquide. Okay. So work in reverse to use energy in a proton concentration or voltage gradient to drive ATP synthesis, right? So ABC, if you'll see, this is very important. ABC superfamily. ABC superfamily, already discussed you can see in the picture here, right? And there is a 2T and 2A. Two
domain are present on
and
the
2 cytosolic, right? And ATP is going to bind the one of the cytosolic domain, and this is the function of couple ATP hydrolysis to solute movement. Specificity, each ABC protein is specific for single substrate or group-related substrate, iron, sugar, amino acid, phospholipids, cholesterol, peptide, polysaccharide, or proteins, right? So they are basically being transported. Also, you can see most of the lipophilic drug, cholesterol are also going to be transported by the ABC superfamily. The ABC superfamily we will discuss in detail today, because MDR resistant, when scientists were trying to develop the drugs, tumor drugs, then the basic problem was there, that was effluxed outside. Whenever the drug is trying to enter inside the cell, so MDR resistant mechanism operating there with the help of ATP, and they are effluxing all the drugs outside the cell. So they are developing the resistant, and there is no effect of any chemotherapy. Okay, so that's very important medically. We will discuss today. So also now we have seen that small molecule, hydrophilic, hydrophobic, and the things are kind of they are transported, right? But what about the large molecule? How they should be transported? So there are two mechanisms basically: phagocytosis and pinocytosis. Both are comes under the endo